Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This has been kind of a weird day. I don't think I've ever posted this many times in one day. I had my Temu haul this morning, and then I had a lunchtime Dollar Tree haul, and now this evening I've got a declutter with me. So you may be getting super tired of me, so if you are, just stop, come back to this another time, but otherwise we're gonna move on. So before we get started, I want to, this is totally unrelated to decluttering, but I did my nails again with the Temu base coat and top coat gel polish. And I have to say that, so here's the Dollar Tree version, which looks more like regular nail polish because it's in a clear thing. But one of my viewers mentioned that gel polish is usually in black containers because so the light doesn't cure it, which makes total sense. So I don't know what Dollar Tree's problem is, and the Dollar Tree one is also the one that I could still feel the ridges of my nails through the polish. But this stuff from Temu, it definitely I can't feel the ridges anymore, and I only did one coat of base coat, one coat of top coat, and just very satisfied with the Temu one. Do not like the Dollar Tree one for me, but I think these will be just fine for my daughter as she's learning how to use it. And since I bought a bunch of these, so again, another warning. Don't buy one of every color when you first find something until you decide you like it. But again, for my daughter, it's totally fine that she'll be using the Dollar Tree ones. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. Again, I always try to give updates if I can. So today's also been a weird day because my home internet keeps going in and out, which, if you can imagine, I work from home, and that is a big problem when it keeps going in and out because there's certain files I can't get to unless the network is working, and it's just been a big pain in the butt day is I guess what I'll call it. So I don't know. I think the problem is definitely on my end, not with my employer's end, because my coworkers weren't having any problems. So hopefully I won't experience any of that during this. It kind of went in and out while I was uploading the Dollar Tree video, so it took that video like 2.5 hours to upload just because of that. So fingers crossed I don't get anything with this. So anyway, decluttering. So this is going to be part 2 in my office decluttering series. I am decluttering this shelf right here. I did leave that contraption on the shelf. That holds my card making ink and refill bottles and matching markers. I don't remember where I got that. It was on I was on a website. I don't know. I think maybe Simon Says Stamp. But anyway, one of you was smart and told me, because I confess I don't know what to do with a lot of this stuff. Pick out the hobbies that you really like and then get rid of the stuff for all the other hobbies. So I have decided that I like making cards, I like making jewelry, and I like doing diamond painting. So those are the 3 hobbies that I'm going to try to stick to. We'll see how that works. And then, so that leaves out Cricut, but I'm not going to get rid of my Cricut machine because that would be too expensive to replace if I later down the road decide to. But I can get rid of my vinyl and that kind of stuff, and either sell it or give it to, I've got a couple friends that do Cricut, so I could give it to them. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to kind of do. And then also, you may not have caught my Dollar Tree haul from today, but I bought these containers, and they're kind of, I don't have a calyx, and I don't even know if I'm saying that right, Kallax. IKEA sells those, and they have like, it's like the cubby system kind of, and I feel like this is a very similar size to that. But one of my viewers said maybe I get overwhelmed because I can see all of the stuff. So I went and picked up a couple of these, and I think actually 3 of these might fit on one of these shelves. But I just got 2 just to try it out. And then I could put a label on here or on the shelf itself, because I've got labels on the shelves right now. But anyway, and then I was also talking about how the fact that I don't know if it was decluttering when I read about this or minimalism, but the idea is that you pick a container that's going to hold a certain type of thing. Once that container's full, you can't get any more of that thing without getting rid of some of the things that are in there. So I thought I would use this one for my patterned cardstock for card making, because I have a lot of it, and so this will give me a container for it. And this isn't quite the right size for my solid cardstock, so I'll have to find something different to be the container for that. But so yeah, so some great ideas that I'm gonna try. But otherwise, I'm gonna kind of do this like I did yesterday's, where I'm just gonna show you the stuff that was on the shelf. And I will say, one of my viewers did point out that she didn't see me actually declutter anything during that video, which is true. Nothing actually physically left the house, but stuff did land in a bucket for sale and donation. Stuff did land in a trash bag, although the trash bag is still down here because it's not full yet. And what was left were things that I actually wanted to keep. So if you're expecting to watch me get up and take stuff out of the house, you're not going to see that on this. Maybe when I am not doing stuff in the office, and maybe when I get to other rooms, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But so yeah, so that may be different than other decluttering videos that you watch. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, I pulled all the stuff down, and I'm just going to start going through it. So I hadn't thought about this, but I was a member of Stampin' Up, which I guess is technically an MLM, but I never sold anything from it. I just joined to get the discount because I really like their products. Well, one of their products, they had a subscription box, and it was called Paper Pumpkin. And I kept a lot of these boxes to be storage for various card making things. But this appears to actually be a box that I haven't processed yet. But I don't know, if you're someone who is interested in this kind of thing, you can sign up for just a subscription box if you want to make cards. But it comes with a sheet and some cardboard that I can put with my shipping supplies. Oh, and I did go out to the post office on my lunch break and got my post office box set up. So that was nice, and got my Temu refrigerator returned. But then it comes with an instruction sheet, which gives you all of the instructions, and they provide all of the supplies to do whatever is in here. And one of the things with Stampin' Up, here I'm not trying to sell Stampin' Up, so don't take it as this. I'm just being informative. One of the things that I like about card making is when I can get paper and ink to coordinate, because you know me, I like matchy-matchy. So if I'm going to have a navy blue colored paper, for example, I want an ink that matches it, because then when I do my stamping of my sayings or whatever, it's the same color. I just like that. That's me, right? Well, that's something that Stampin' Up is very good with. All of their stuff coordinates. Now I also like other non-MLM stamping companies, specifically Simon Says Stamp, and I've gotten a lot of stuff from there too. But this is just in case you're a card maker and you haven't heard of this. and then it tells you what stuff is in the box. And so this particular one's got all kinds of supplies. So I'm going to have to, and they always come with a thing of stamps and different kind of ephemera. So like these are sequins. They always come with a little pot of ink in this size with their various colors. But then you can just see there's all kinds of stuff. And here we've got some vellum, which I couldn't remember the word for on one of my other hauls. So yeah, so this, oh, and they always give you cardstock. So it looks like this one was from last January, so this one was a Valentine one. So it's got cards here, and then there's always envelopes in here. So I will be in this particular one. See, all this stuff coordinates. So I really kind of need to keep it together if I'm going to continue card making. But I am going to pull some stuff out of it that I don't need with the kit. I don't need this with the kit, so I'll put this with my packing stuff. And then they also always have tissue paper that it comes wrapped in. So I'll put this in my gift wrapping stuff. And then this is trash. So I guess in this case, I am going to leave all of these things together. And we'll keep this. So I really probably need a container that's going to contain card making supplies, but this is a little different because it's a kit, so I need to think about that. Let's throw that away. I'm gonna set these parts aside to go with their new location. And then this is just trash, so I'm gonna throw that away. Okay, so gotta think of some place to put kits, because that's different in my mind than having just cardstock that you can use with anything, because all those things go together. I do have some Ziplocs. They're not Ziplocs. Let me see if I can. I can find an example. Well, yeah, this is kind of, so here's kind of another kit, but I have a bunch of these bags. So really what I need to do is I need to take this kit out of this box, put it in one of these bags, and then this bag, you know, like maybe I can use a cube like this, and it can just, I'll put the bags in there, and when I run out of space, I'm done. So I guess that'll be my plan for that. So let's see if this one is the same situation. Oh no, this one's not. So this is one I've reused for glitter strips. So I have this whole set. This is technically, so I took some off, but technically this is for nails that I just happened to buy for cards. So I don't know, maybe now that me and my daughter are doing stuff with nails, maybe I pull this out of the stamping stuff and put this in with nail stuff. What do you guys think? It's really not a good size for cards. I mean, that's really kind of thin and hard to work with. So I guess that being said, I am going to put this with nail stuff. So, and nail stuff doesn't stay down here in the office. This will go into a bag upstairs that has, actually, I think I have it down here. Hold on. My bag of gel nail supplies. So I'll just stick it in here if it fits. Kind of can cram it in there. So I decided I really need to do, this is going to go upstairs, but I'm just putting it over here for the moment. And I'm going to throw this away. But I know I have other glitter strips somewhere else, so they've apparently come out of their box and didn't go back home. So I'm going to keep this box like this, and I'm going to put this on a different shelf that we will have to come back to when I get to that shelf. All right. So I feel like I was starting to say something and then I got sidetracked. So if I think of what I was going to say, I'll repeat it. All right. So then I had a bunch of these. These were sold by Stampin' Up, and they were to hold their markers. They have marker duo kind of sets, and so this was just to hold those. But I don't use these, and there's really not anything else I can think to use this for, except maybe long lipsticks. So maybe I'll keep like 4 of these for long lipsticks to add to my makeup shelf. So we'll have to take these upstairs with the nail stuff. But then I think the rest of these I can just sell, because this appeals even to people that don't do Stampin' Up, that like to store their markers. So I've got these. And some more. Some more. See? Oh, this looks like a top, so I should keep that. So I'm going to keep that one. Okay, so here I'm sitting all these here, but these are just going to end up going into the sell bucket, which now that I got my P.O. box, I can start. I didn't want to start selling anything on eBay until I had a P.O. box. So now I can start photographing these things and getting them listed, which I've watched some YouTube videos by the Kaching King. He's got a lot of very easy to understand eBay videos. So I watched several of his. So he had some tips on how to figure out how to price things like this. So I'm going to try to do that. He also had some tips on how to take pictures, which his cheap version is to go to the go someplace like the Dollar Tree and get 2 white foam boards that you can then have one laying down and then one standing up, and then you can, it's almost like that white light box that I got kind of idea. And then, so I'm thinking I can put that set up on my stove upstairs, because I have a, well, it doesn't matter what kind of top I have, but I have a glass top. But then there's the light coming down, you know, the stove light, the thing at the top that's over the stove that has a light in it. Why can I never think of words? Don't tell me that that's a sign of things to come. But anyway, so I'm hoping that'll be kind of my photo. It'll be bigger because it's kind of poster size, and which should work better than the light box that I got from Temu, I think. So anyway, that'll be the idea. I don't know how long it'll take me to do that process and get a listing up, but I'll let you know as I'm going along. So anyway, so these will end up going in the sell pile, but for the moment I'm just going to put them down here. All right, then these are Stampin' Up ink pads, which they just go up in this thing. I just was lazy and had left them sitting out, and the other stuff that was up there cluttering it was keeping me from putting these away. So I can put these away, and it should be easier to maintain going forward if I just have these in front of that, because then I can just easily move that out of the way. So these I'm keeping, but they'll go back in their spot. So I had a bunch of those. Okay, well, I don't want them to fall all over the place. So this is the problem I have when I'm crafting, is I like to do the crafting, but I hate to do the cleanup afterwards. Are there any of you guys like that? It's not a very good habit, I will confess. All right, so then I've got this cute case that I got from Stampin' Up! That's just for like supplies, and I feel like this would be a good container for my diamond painting supplies, my pens and stuff that I use for that. So I think I'm gonna put this, and this came from Simon Says Stamp, but I think I'm gonna put this with this stuff for now, with the idea that I'll put maybe this will be my travel kit for diamond painting. Because when we went on vacation, I did take a diamond painting and did actually do it during some downtime. All right, so these, I'm not going to unwrap them, but these are little pieces of wood that go with that organizer up there. I think the idea is you put some of these in those slots, and then if you have different sized ink pads, they don't get stuck in the back and it's easier to get them out. I've never used them, but I don't really want to get rid of them, so maybe I'll just put these on top. There's a little bit of space on top of that. That way they're still with it, but out of the way. So I guess I'll do that. All right, then I had this cute box, and oh yeah, so this is where I've got all of these kind of markers. So all of my Copics, which I don't have very many because I was new to coloring. I'm not necessarily good at coloring and blending, but I got these to kind of learn. And it's also got my Stampin' Up! This one helps blend between colors, so it's like a clear. So this, what else is in here? Okay, and a random package of Twizzlers that feels super hard, so I'm just going to throw this away. I don't know, was I using this to hide candy from the kids? They never look where I've got markers. So okay, so I'm going to throw these away. And this seems like a good container for this right now, so I think this is going to still stay, and I'll probably am going to put it up there, back up there on the shelf, because it kind of, there's inks and there will be markers that go with those inks, and then these markers, so all the markers will be together unless I find a better, and it's got a container, so I think we'll say that that's okay. All right, then I had a bunch of these archival inks that you can get at Michael's, Joann's. I don't like these very much because these tend to stain your stamps. So I've got some more of these. I bought these before I found Stampin' Up! and I just don't really like these, but they are still good. So I could sell this, right? So I have, okay, so now I've got this one is full, but I've got this loose one. I have more of these somewhere, but I'm not sure where. So I'm going to just put this in the sell pile Some of these things may end up, one of my viewers recommended just kind of creating a box of this kind of stuff in the loose paper and stuff, and just selling a junk journal kind of box, and who knows what you're going to get in the box. But so I may do that. I don't know. I probably won't do that on eBay though. That seems more like a Facebook marketplace kind of thing, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm going to stick all of these in the sale box, but I probably won't. I'll probably try to sell all of these together once I find the other ones, maybe, because otherwise if I don't, it's gonna have weird colors. So, all right, more than you wanted to know about that. All right, so I had this big tub sitting up there, but this drawer actually goes to my Cricut style drawer, but I had just pulled it out because I needed some kind of container. So it's got some kind of random things. So I have a bunch of these 3M. I think they probably were meant to go on the bottom of my marker trays, like the very bottom. So if there was a stack of 4, the bottom one would have these. And I think that just based on how many of these I've got. But these could be used for other things. That's the problem, right? Or another one of the I should be making a list of problems that people have with decluttering, because you find things like this and you're like, oh, there's so many other things I could use that for. Will I? I don't know. So do I stick this with in my container that has all my Temu hooks and adhesives? Well, I think I'm going to, because, well, I just think I'm going to. And then maybe someday in the future I'll have to re-declutter that. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do with these. Then I've just got a random re-inker bottle, so it'll go up with those things. So these are some of those markers that I was talking about that would go in those marker trays, but I have a different, I have a Grove tin that I've got all these in, so I just need to find that and put these in there. And I am keeping these because these are good markers. All right, so a couple more Copics. So these need to go back in the box with the Copics. Then I have a set of random kind of pens. So these Jelly Roll White, there's a Jelly Roll White pen. And these I end up putting in that thing also because I have a white inker, a black inker, and so I would just put these with that. And then I have some of those Micron pens. Now I could also put these in the box with the Copics, so maybe I'll do that. But, and then one of those metallic markers from Dollar Tree. Another one of those. So I guess for the time being, let's put them in with the Copics. And maybe I'll actually put those purple ones in here too, just so they're not running around loose until I find the other container. And they're all markers. Oh, here's a couple other markers. Now, I don't know why. I think this is one of my kids, so I'm just going to give it back to them. This is another Stampin' Up! Marker, so I'll just put it in here. And then this black Sharpie I'm going to put with my office supplies, which is in a drawer right behind me, so I'll just put that in there. Then I've got a ring where I colored with all the markers, but this is kind of useless, I've determined, because it fades over time, so I'm gonna throw this away but keep the ring. And then this becomes an office supply. So actually I've got an office supply bucket down here I'm going to add it to. All right, then I've got, although they're missing the pad on it, these are some more inking tools. I think the rest of the inking tools are on over here somewhere, so I'm going to stick these over here and we'll get to them when we get to that or that row. Same with this. And then we've got another little ink pot. I'm going to put this in here because we saw we had another little one in here, so I'm just going to stick it in here so it doesn't get lost. There's somewhere where I've got all those little ink pots, but in the meantime. And then this is one of those erasers. You can get it at Dollar Tree, but when you make mistakes card making, sometimes this is a forgiving way to clear it up. So this is a supply, but I don't really have any other supplies that we've come across like this yet. So I also kind of have some stuff like this with my Cricut stuff right over here. So I'm going to just stick it in one of these drawers. Oh, and that's where there's a drawer over here that's got some more of these. So I'm going to put them in there for now. All right, so then that just leaves this container that had Sharpies in it. And it's one that like detaches. Well, it opens. Maybe it doesn't detach. Maybe the problem is there used to be a fifth one on here, but it broke. But this is still good. And my kids still have Sharpies, but should I make them put them in this, or is that, I don't know what to do with this. So I'm open to suggestions. I don't really know of any other use for this, but it is a good container. Although this looks like it might have been for the fine point. Oh no, there, that worked. So let me know what you think. Is this worth selling, giveaway? I don't really want to trash it. I don't know. So I don't know what to do with this. So open to suggestions there. So I don't know what that means, where that means this is going to go in the interim. Maybe I'll just take it upstairs since the kids do have more markers and tell them to use this until I think of some other. It'll kind of maybe help them declutter their markers. All right, so then that leaves this back to empty, so I can now put this back in this thing over here. But of course it's blocked at the moment by the stuff we're looking through. All right, then I've got Dollar Tree stickers that I've bought and have never used. Don't think I'll use, but just bought because I was so surprised when I saw these at Dollar Tree for the first time. So I think I'll put these in with the sell giveaway stuff, because if for some reason in the future I did wish I had these, I'd just go get them again, right? So those will go in the sell giveaway pile. Then I have a box from Dollar Tree. Still has the silica gel in this. I used to keep liquid pearls in this box, but this would be a good container for some sort of supply for one of my hobbies. So I'm going to keep this, and it'll probably sit up on this shelf underneath maybe the container until I find a new item to store in this. Then I have a bunch of this kind of thing, which this isn't really my style. I think I got this as a free, like a random gift with purchase, but it's thick cardboard that you can certainly use on card making or scrapbooking or whatever. So I think I'm going to put this in the sell pile, because I just don't, I think this stuff's cute, but I don't particularly care for this type of medium when I'm working. And I didn't order that. All right, some more stickers from the Dollar Tree. Now I will use these. So I'm going to keep this, and I'll put this with, well, we haven't gotten to this type of thing yet, so I'm going to stick it right here because that kind of stuff is over there. All right, then these were clearanced, I think, from Michael's, and these are for planners, which I used to be into planning, you know, like the Happy Planner and stuff, but I found no matter what I've ever tried to do, I cannot keep a calendar. So I think I'm going to put this in the giveaway sell pile. And then some random, I apparently did use some of these stickers because some of them were empty, but I think I'll put this in that junk journal box. And then I think these got given to me by a friend. This not, I don't really have any use for this, so I'll give this away too, or sell, whatever. So then I've got like the negatives to things that I would have, like a lot of these I think we saw yesterday on some of the cards I'd made. But like with any crafter, or especially with card makers, we keep all these negatives in case we want to stamp stuff out of the side. So I kind of don't want to throw away the vellum, because vellum isn't exactly cheap. It's not as cheap as regular paper, I should say. But then I've also got these gold that I've used parts of, but like these are French, so I will probably never use that. So I will probably, even though it's weird, I'll probably add these to the junk journal box. I don't know, maybe I should just do that with these two. And if I want to do something with vellum and be serious, then I'll just buy some new vellum. So can't keep everything, right? The whole point is to get rid of some stuff. All right, then I'm keeping this, but this is a sticker. I used to buy all of my essential oils from Plant Therapy. I really recommend this brand if you're into essential oils. They've got great products. So check them out if you're interested. That's something we're going to come across at some point, all of my essential oil stuff. But now that I have cats, I'm kind of limited into where I can use them. So unless I use them in like a roller, which I have some recipes for that, I don't know. I just haven't done a lot with that. That was kind of a hobby. So maybe, I don't know if that stuff is sellable. I guess I'll do some research, but I'm keeping this. All right, so put that in the keep pile. All right, and here's some more that I'll just add to the junk journal stuff. So then that frees up a new container. Scraps. So I guess I'm just gonna start a pile of containers, and you know, based on the things that I'm needing to contain will determine if I pull this out to use it for something. But I don't have anything right now that I'm thinking of for that. Okay, so we just have one more container, but it's got a lot of random stuff. Have some of these magnetic tins from the Dollar Tree. And these, I don't like these very much because the lids aren't very tight. So maybe I'll put this in a giveaway pile because it's kind of not worth selling since it was from Dollar Tree, but maybe I'll give these to charity. It's like if the lid was, I mean, maybe I could pinch the lid a little bit, but those kind of things don't do very good if you're hanging them on their side and the lid comes off really easily. Okay, so then I also was in the habit of keeping cards that people gave to me because I thought, well, I could cut out parts of this and use for my own cards, but I think I'm gonna just throw these away. All right, so here is a kit from Annie's Kit Club that's surprisingly, she doesn't usually have ink with hers, but I need to go through this and process this one to see what I want to keep. I know I'm going to want to keep, there's glue dots, even though there's squares in here that come in handy. But a lot of this paper, a lot of the paper that she used for her pattern paper was on the thinner side. So I'll probably, she has, in her kits, she also has, well, let's just take one apart, just in case you're ever interested in getting one of these. I showed you, if you watched my first video, I showed you how she gives you a little book with her kits that you can then turn around because it's got patterns, and you can turn around and use that with your own paper. But there's always a set of stamps, which these would be easy enough for me to sell in the stamping community. But so she's got pattern papers, and these are kind of thin. They're not a thick cardstock, but then she will have some that are, like this is a thick cardstock. So I'll probably keep things like that because it's a unique. But then she also had all of these cutouts. So these would be great for a junk journal if I don't keep them for card making. So that's probably, I'll probably end up taking this upstairs, and while we're watching TV, I will go through it and see what I want to keep versus sell. And that'll be how I handle these Annie's kit ones. And they almost always have, she almost always had card bases and envelopes, so I'd probably keep those. So yeah, so let me put this back in, and that's how I'll plan to deal with that. But then whatever I do keep, well, I've got my container for envelopes, and I don't have a container yet for card bases, aside from my container that I had for stuff that's already in process. So this will be where I start thinking about how to use some of these containers I'm freeing up. So that's what I'll do with this. And then randomly I have a vacuum storage bag, so I'm just going to put this with my other storage stuff. All right, then I've got this paper cutter. This one is this kind of paper cutter, and some people swear by these, but I never got this to work very well. And not because of it. I mean, I think this is actually a really good brand for these. But it's, can I get it out? Let's see. But it's like this kind of paper cutter, and it's got a nice thing here. So this is a nice one. I'm just used to the kind of paper cutters, and actually I have one. I'm more used to this kind of paper cutter that has the little slide. So I think I can part with this Tim Holtz one, and could probably sell it fairly easily, especially since I still have the box. So I'm going to add this to the sell pile. it needs a little bit of cleaning up since I did use it, but I'll mark it as, you know, previously loved or whatever they call things on there. Alright, so then I've got some more random scraps. I think I've decided that unless, well, like this particular scrap is one that I colored, so I may keep that, but all these other little scraps I think I'm just gonna toss or put in the, I don't know, is this too small for a junk journal? Let me know. I mean, some of them are bigger pieces, but do people really want to cut out? I don't know. Those of you that do that kind of thing, let me know if it's worth putting in a box for that. And I'm not even, if I make a box like that, I would literally, and tried to sell it, it would really just be to cover the cost of postage. Just because I don't see giving this kind of stuff away to the women and children's charity that I give to. But, so this is just looks like more scraps, but this was a Annie's kit, so I'll do the same thing with this kit that I was doing with the other one. Alright, so what is in here? Oh, this is another Annie's kit, so I'll put this in the pile to review. Okay, then I have some of these. These bags are super cool, but I got this from Simon Says Stamp, and it's got all of my, I bought a whole set of cardstock for Valentine's Day. So this has all the pieces with that. So I'm going to keep this and keep this together, and it'll go in my container where I keep the kit stuff, because I know I want to keep all of this stuff. This was some of my favorite paper and colors to work with. And actually, let's see if I have a card in here just to show. Oh yeah, I do have a couple cards in here. So let's, although they may be like in process kind of. There's a lot of duplicates. There's a lady that I watch, or at least watched a lot when I was making cards, and she was like known for taking a 6x6 pad of cardstock and making like 40 cards out of that one. I mean, she had like solid regular cardstock to go with it, but she was a genius in figuring out how to cut up one of those. So I kind of learned that from her. So yeah, so I'm going to keep all of this. And this bag came from Simon Says Stamp, but I know they sell these on Amazon and stuff, but these, I mean, these, and they also come in different sizes, and I think Temu has these too, but these are good sturdy bags. All right, we're getting closer. So I've got some random size labels, so I'll just put this with my packing stuff so that I know all my labels regardless of what size. Even if I would never use this for packing or mailing, I would at least know where all my labels are together. And then here is my Copic map. So as I would get a new marker, I would color in the spot that it went with. So I don't know that it's necessary to keep this, but I kind of like it, and it helps me know what I've got. And it helps me also, I would use this to determine like what colors I should buy that would go with what I already had. So that's, you know, I could see that these go together kind of thing. So I'll probably keep this, but I don't think I want to keep it with the clipboard. The clipboard should really go in with the office supplies. So I don't know. I gotta figure out, I don't know where to put this in the meantime. So that's kind of an unknown. I'm not sure what to do with. All right, then got some more cards, and actually this was like my gold stuff, and I don't want to get rid of that. This was my silvery stuff, brass. And then these are just like white rectangles and stuff that you can use for the sentiments. So I'll keep that. And then I also, a couple of the viewers said with paper, try a filing system. Well, I have done that, especially with my Stampin' Up! Paper. I had a whole drawer in my file cabinet where each color was in its own vertical file. And then I had, and I say had, but I still have it. They're just not in the file cabinet anymore. But then for each color, I also had a little bag to put the scraps in. So that was really organized, but yet it's still kind of hard to maintain. But then here was one with a different color. So I'm going to keep all of these, but I need to get them, I think I'm going to, adding more problems to tomorrow, right? I'm going to stick this stuff over here because this is where most of my ephemera, I don't even know if I'm saying that word right, but that's where most of my extras are. All right. Then just have random pieces of paper that I'll probably add to the junk. I don't like working with this corrugated kind of cardboard paper. And then Christmas garland kit. I have any idea why I got that, so I'll probably add that to that. I think maybe I got these when I had an office that I actually worked in to decorate, because it's, you know, clothespins, but I won't use these now. And then I told you my parents give me the stuff I make for them to give them cards. They give them back. So this was a kind of a cool card style. It's like show and tell, right? So anyway, you put your own messages, and then there's a spot for the gift card, and it's just all kind of pieced together with the, and I had some good manly cardstock, but then my mom's was the same kind of setup, just a little bit different in the sentiment part. But I also like, I mean, obviously I can reuse these with them, but I also like having one on hand as a pattern. So I'll be keeping that. Oh, here's another card. I made this one on the Cricut for my mom for Mother's Day. So I can't like reuse that. Well, I could, yeah, see, this was like shortly after I got my Cricut. And then another Father's Day card. I really, really, really like this design. So this one happens to be with cardstock that I cut with my strips, but this also works when you have paper that's already striped. So this was apparently the theme one year for the holidays. And then this was a Annie's card kit, happy birthday card, that has been used. Oh, I think this was a 70th birthday card for my mom. Okay, so then I've got this random thing. See, I see stuff like this, I'm like, oh, I could use this for something, but what am I going to use this for? But it seems like I should keep it for like my makeup or jewelry, or I don't know. So this is where I run into problems. So keep me sane. What would I do with this? Just put it in the giveaway pile? Ugh. That's so frustrating. Okay, so here's some of those vellum, the other side of the vellum part that I just haven't used yet. So I'll be keeping that. Some more sentiment pieces that are already cut out. Some more. These were round ones, which you can't tell. And then I have just loose. I think I'll put these in with the junk journal box. I probably should use this one pretty box here and just put the junk journal stuff in there for now. And maybe it just becomes the box I give away with all of these pieces. Okay, all of this, we'll just say we'll put it in here. Because obviously I could just buy another box if I need to. I'm going to put these in this. So, and then some of these will not fit. Some of them do. But okay, that helps corral that. So yeah, as far as these cards that I got back, I can either put well, see, I can't reuse this because it's got we wrote it, well, we didn't write it, we Cricut wrote in it. So you wouldn't want to give somebody the same sentiment. So I guess I'm keeping this at this point now for a pattern. So I'm going to have a container for patterns, which that box would have probably been a good container for that, but we'll find something else. For random lid for a container from the Dollar Tree. Oh, here's another one of these, which I'll put in this box. And then I think the last thing, I made these we'll just call it a book. I made these books that have all of my patterned, a piece of each of my patterned papers in them, because the idea was I could, you know, pull pieces out and see how they coordinated with each other. And I didn't have to look through all my stuff to see what I had. So I'm going to keep these. Not sure where, but it's going to have to go in maybe in my whatever container I create for kits. Maybe it would be smart to put these in with that. Or patterns, because the patterns would be how I design it, but then these would be what paper am I gonna use? So I don't know. And then has this been used? Yeah. So this was another card I kept just because I thought I can cut this out, or even just cut the front off, and this would make a really nice piece of a card. So I am gonna keep this because I like this type of design, but I'm not gonna keep that. This one, I'm just gonna throw this away since I didn't earlier. All right, and I guess I lied. I had one other thing, but somewhere I've got a bigger ring of these with all of my, this is all of my colored cardstock. So I think this is gonna be on this shelf somewhere. So I'm gonna put this over here with that. So then that gives me, I don't want to throw this away yet. I'm just going to toss it over there. So that gives me another container, and that is it. So put this in here. Does that sort of fits? So I freed up 2 containers that I don't really feel like are going to work with the things we looked at today, but they'll be there or available. And then I will be going through just like I did after yesterday and adding all of the sell stuff to the sell bucket, and I'll be putting these Dollar Tree 2 that I got up on that shelf, and I'll label them with something, whether it's going to be, one of them will probably be for kits, so I'll probably label it card kits, and the other one maybe will be the pattern paper. And actually, that's probably where these should go, right? So yeah, so then I guess the only last thing I've got is I have an Amazon box came today that with a couple supplies for the eBay selling. So let me get this up here and get out my cutter. So this, I think, has the thermal printer in it, and I was worried because Prime Days started here today in the States. I don't know if it's everywhere. I don't know. I don't think space-wise I'll be able to keep these. I'm trying to save stuff that gets sent to me for packing, but this would take up too much space, right? So, and I'll link these 2 items in the description, but I got a set of heavy duty tape, and I made sure to get one of these. I've got the big thing, you know, with the handle, but those don't work very well. I really much prefer this style of tape thing. And this is an off-brand, so not Scotch, so it was a bit cheaper. And actually, I'll look it up to tell you in a second how much that was. But you got 6. Ugh. Okay, everything's gonna fall down. And then the printer. And there were many, many options of printers. Now, from what I understand, the very best thermal printer you can get is a Rollo, or Rollo, R-O-L-L-O. So if you're wanting something like this, and you want to spend the money, that's, from what I've heard, is the best brand. This is a good brand for those of us that didn't want to spend a lot of money. It's not bottom of the line, but it is not top of the line. And I bought it, what, 2 days before Prime started, and I checked Prime today and it's still the same price. So I think they had already kind of lowered this. Oh crud. Okay, so this, I was not expecting to see this in this box. So I ordered one of these. This is to put the labels on. So whether you have the fan fold or if you have the rolling ones, I ordered one of these, but it's in this box. So now I don't know if I didn't notice that the printer already came with one and I'll have to return the other. I don't know. But anyway, that's all this is. And yeah, I think the one I ordered was pink, and this one's not pink. So I may get some money back if I find out that I didn't need to order this. I don't remember this printer saying that this was included. So anyway, so that's what you would use to put the stuff on. And then it comes with a manual, and it also came with, I think, 50 thermal labels, the fan fold style. I showed you guys these in yesterday's video. And then it's got the printer, and I got the pink. They had pink, white, and black. They were all the same price, so why not go pretty? So it comes with that. I'm not going to be able to try this out for you, but when I do use it for the first time, I'll try to record it. But it's just a small, doesn't take up very much space. You feed the labels in back here. They come out up here. Or actually, I think I have that backwards. I think you feed them in through here and it comes out here. But this part, flips up. Somehow it does. Yeah, okay, so I pushed it in a little bit, and then you're able to open this and feed your labels in, and you can adjust the size. So they also sell, like I've just got the labels that you can use for shipping labels, but they also sell like colored circle labels, so that you, if you want to make your own like thank you labels or your own monogram that you put on stuff, your own Christmas tags, your own labels for your kitchen pantry storage. They've got all kinds of stuff like that. And this is a thermal printer, which means it does not require ink or toner. So that is really awesome. And then it's got a power on and off. Here's where your plugs go. And I read the reviews that their customer support information's on here, but I've heard their customer support is really, really good. So there's that, and then the power cords. Then it's got a USB, which I believe has the printer driver on it, which is a little different, right? We're used to being able to download that onto our computer from the internet, but this is a standalone. And then we've got the plug, which I'm not going to take out. All right, so that's it. I'm excited, well, to have a reason to use it, and I can use it when I send stuff back to Temu that they make me actually mail back, which thankfully is not very often. But let me tell you real quick what the price of these things were. Yeah, I bet I ordered, like I said, I ordered this. Why do I ever try to show you guys stuff on here? This is ridiculous. Well, it's this thing, only it is in pink. So I'm gonna be disappointed to not have it match, although it was only $8, so maybe I'll just sell the one that came with the printer. Okay, so let me go back. Yeah, it looks like, oh, there's the order. I was gonna say, it looks like some stuff got delivered early. Okay, so the tape, the 6-pack of packing tape was $12.99, but it's heavy duty. It's not the thin stuff you can get at the Dollar Tree. And then the printer, which I did get the 3-year warranty on the printer, which, what did that cost? The 3-year warranty on the printer was $11.99. And the printer itself was $89.99, but I had a 5% coupon that I got to apply to that. And it's still that even during Prime days. But it has a 4.4 rating out of 4,200 people. So I figured that was pretty good. And when I did some research on Google for thermal printers, it was one of the higher ones. All right, so that is it for this decluttering episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's definitely getting me to get some stuff done, so thank you for spending time with me so I didn't have to do it by myself. But otherwise, I don't think I kept you long enough, I think. Ooh. And now I've got a mess of stuff to clean up and put where I said I was going to put it. So, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we see each other again, don't forget to check my description box if you're interested in any of those Amazon prices or products and some other savings opportunities they have down there. And I should say thank you for watching. Thank you if you give this a thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. All that stuff helps my channel. And I'm sure that this will be an anomaly to have 3 postings in one day. That seems like overkill and may like totally make you guys all run for the hills. I don't know. But anyway, until we meet again, I hope you take care of yourself. Bye.